Welcome to the Mom Self-Care Podcast, your safe space to finally focus on YOU. I'm Chari Twitty-Hawkins, your self-care coach for moms, praying wife, and mom of four. And I know that being a Christ-centered mom is such a beautiful calling, but it can be so draining. That's why it's important to make sure you are filling your own cup. On this podcast, we'll discuss practical, holistic self-care strategies to help nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Because a mama who fills her own cup pours that back into her family with true peace and joy. Tune in for honest conversations about motherhood and self-care because you matter too. Blessings, mamas, and welcome to episode 10 of the Mom Self-Care Podcast. And today I'm going to talk about something that is so amazing for moms that I feel like all moms should be doing at least annually. Now more, if you can, is a mommycation. And I know some of y'all may be rolling your eyes saying, girl, I wish I had time. But remember what I say, we're going to go from I wish to I will, and then figure out how to make it happen. Well, I am Chari Twitty-Hawkins, your host and self-care coach for moms. And don't forget to save this episode. And if you haven't, subscribe and share with a mom that you love. Well, guys, I'm talking about mommycations because I took one, maybe I've taken at least two, and I'm due for another one. But I just remember when I took it and I came back, I felt so refreshed. So I'm giving you my testimony as well as sharing with you why you should be doing this. I felt so refreshed. I felt so much more relaxed when I came home to be with my husband and my children because I took time to just do me. I took time to just relax, to do whatever I wanted, even if that was absolutely nothing pretty much. But that really refueled me, and I encourage you to do the same. So when you're thinking, oh, I don't have time, if you know that, like most moms, I know I do, you want to be the best for your children, you want to serve from a place of abundance, rather exhaustion, then this is something you should definitely plan on doing. And you can start with, if you don't already, doing mommy dates, and then step up to saying, hey, maybe for one night or a couple of nights, or if you got it like that, a week, and take a mommycation so you can just take time to breathe. Like really, it feels like you're like, oh, I can finally breathe. I don't have to worry about anybody saying, mommy this, mommy that, mommy he hit me, mommy can you? You can just focus on you. And then you can also reconnect with some things that maybe some passions that you forgot about because you just have not made the time to be intentional about doing those things. So those are some things that will really help you to realize, hey, if I haven't ever done a mommycation, or if I have, but it's been a while, this is why I need to get back to it. Okay. And so I'm going to talk about the big thing that we know happens when you go to take time by yourself, even just to purchase something for yourself. And that's mom guilt. So the mom guilt is going to come. But the thing about it you have to do is to have to say to yourself, I'm going to be present. I'm going to focus on being present and saying to myself, I deserve this. And when I get back, I'm going to be better for my children. And some things that you can do besides that to help you with the mom guilt is to, and some of us, we feel mom guilt because we're like, y'all know how we can be. Nobody can do it like mama. And that's true. So since mommy's not going to be doing it, if you need to, meal prep some meals while you're gone. Set out the clothes if you want your kids to wear certain clothes to school. If you need to, whoever you're having watching your kids, whether it's your spouse or a nanny or a family member, check it with them and let them know these are my expectations while I'm gone. And if you need to, hopefully you don't need a camera for your spouse, but if you have a nanny, you know, somebody, something else you can do, you can also swap with a friend, like say, hey, I'm going on a mommycation this weekend. Can you watch my child while I'm gone? And then do the same for them. You blessing them, they are blessing you. Just wanted to insert there. But if you have a nanny or somebody, you know, you're not necessarily, or a babysitter that you don't know that well, or maybe don't trust that much, hopefully that's not the case. But sometimes we have to build up to trusting people, and that's just the way it works. But you can, if you don't already, have cameras in your house where you can check in every once in a while, not every second while you're gone, because that goes against the what? That goes against the relaxing because you're anxious and checking on your child every second. So those things are some things you can do to help you alleviate that mom guilt of that myth that I talked about, that self-care and practicing self-care is neglecting your children. When no, it's not. It's filling your own cup. So you're taking care of some of those things just to give you a little more peace of mind to know that, hey, I know my child is being taken care of. So just planning ahead, those things will help, as well as planning your trip ahead. Now, depending on your personality, some people like to go with the flow. You may want to go and then say, hey, I'm going to go with wherever the day takes me. Or if you're like me, you're going to say, hey, I want to plan something. At least on this day, I'm going to do this. Tomorrow, I'm going to go do that, and plan ahead so you're not feeling anxious. But of course, if that's not your personality, don't do that. And if you're starting Mommycations, whether you're just starting or not, something that you can do is start, and this is what I did. Start in your city. Find maybe a hotel or a cabin, or maybe if you live by the mountains, I don't, but maybe if you want to be by the lake, by the beach, on the beach, whatever works for you. You want to search for something for you that's going to make you feel comfortable and relaxed and energetic. So I started, and I encourage you to do the same unless you're adventurous. And I'm like, no, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to the next country. I'm ready to fly out. Then do that. But if you're like, hey, I want to take baby steps, then do maybe a staycation where you find a hotel that you like in your city, or as I said before, a cabin or an Airbnb, and spend a night or 2 nights, and then step up and go to a surrounding city and find a place that speaks to you and do the same. And then from there, another state, and then another country. I haven't done another country yet. I haven't done that yet. I'm not that brave yet. That's just some things to write down and think about. Hey, these are some ways that I can step out just step by step, start to do this Mommycation thing. And as I said, you can do it once a year annually. You can do it twice a year. My aim is to do it eventually every quarter. Because I've seen some moms online, they're like, every quarter I take a Mommycation. I'm like, yes, mom goals for me, because we need that break. So just think about that. Just steps up. Unless, like I said, you're adventurous and you're like, I'm ready, let's go. I'm in I'm in Texas. You're like, hey, let's go to New York. And these things can be done by yourself. If you're taking a solo Mommycation, that's what I'm referring to, because I'm very much an introvert. When I'm away from my kids, I want my time to myself. But you can also do this with other moms. You guys can hook up and plan and then go do your thing. And so some things you want to focus on doing while you're on your Mommycation. As I said, you can plan and you can go through things that relax you. Maybe you have been wanting to have yourself a spa retreat, and that is the goal of your Mommycation. Then go plan that, get your hair done, get your facial on. I'm silly. Get your massage, pedicure, manicure, get all that done. You can do that. Or you can do something that is adventurous. Maybe you want to go skydiving. For those that are watching, you see the fear in my face because that's not for me. But if that's for you, do that. Go hiking. Maybe if there's something that you've always wanted to do, again, but you haven't made the time, maybe go to a crafting class. Go take a salsa class. Go to a writing workshop. Take an art class. Any of those things. Just really think about, as you're planning, what are some things that I've really wanted to do that I have not made the time to do? And in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm being intentional about saying made the time and not had the time, because we have to be intentional about shifting our mindset, remember, to saying, hey, I have time. How am I going to make the time? So what haven't I made the time to do that I really know I want to do? What is that for you? And that's something you can do on your Mommycation. And something else you can do is go on a creative or spiritual retreat. Those are so refreshing. Just seeing while you're in the area, or planning your Mommycation around that, saying, hey, I know there is going to be this retreat in my city or the next city over or the next state, and I want to go and invest in and participate in that. And that, I'm telling you, when you're able to, first of all, as a woman of God, when you are able to go and be around, I know I said I'm an introvert, which I am. However, when you're able to go and participate in a spiritual retreat or a creative retreat where you're just able to be free you're able to maybe address things, and this is a spiritual aspect that you didn't even know that you needed to address, and give it to God and see other people who may be struggling with the same thing or have the same goals in life. It's so affirming and it's so fulfilling. So I encourage you to do that as well. Maybe think about, hey, what is something? Have I been wanting to go to a wives retreat? Or maybe you like to sew and you want to go to a sewing retreat. Just think about in your life, what is that creative thing? Or that maybe, hey, you say, I need to go and I need to forgive. Search for forgiveness retreats that focus on that. And maybe schedule your mommycation at that time so that you can go and visit and participate. And while I'm talking about all these things you can do, you can do just simple stuff like go at your hotel, or maybe you're at an all-inclusive resort. Yes, Lord. Go to the pool and enjoy yourself sitting in the pool and relaxing without thinking about, let me make sure my child isn't doing this in the pool. Make sure they're all right. Is he over there in the deep end? Oh, Lord, you don't have to worry about any of that. Order your favorite food. Enjoy it. You don't have to share it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't have to share it. You can enjoy it at your own pace. You don't have to worry about your kiddos because it's you enjoying your own company. And while I'm talking about all these things you can do and you can plan and you can go out and have fun, also, guys, give yourself permission, as I talked about at the beginning, what I did, to do absolutely nothing. If you wake up and you're like, I'm tired, I don't feel like going anywhere, guess what you get to do? Lay in the bed and relax. Don't feel the pressure to, oh my gosh, I have to go do this. Because a lot of times that's what motherhood is already. And that's what causes the stress. Oh my gosh, I have to go take my child here. I have to go get this. I have to do this. I have to be there. I have to. Mommycation is not a I have to. That causes stress. If you feel like, hey, I know I wanted to go hiking today, but I'm just feeling worn out. I'm feeling worn out emotionally. I'm feeling worn out physically. Then you stay in your hotel room or go visit the sauna or the pool. Go take a bath and relax and listen to some music and just give yourself permission to just be. That's what the mommycation is about. It's allowing you to be present and just be instead of being pulled in all these different directions. So I just want you to remember that out of all of this, that a mommycation is about you recharging and relaxing and allowing you to just be so that you can come back to your family and be so much happier, more fulfilled, more relaxed. And then hopefully you can take some of the things you did during your mommycation and start to integrate it into your daily life or your weekly or your monthly, such as things like, hey, I went and I took this dance class that I've been wanting to take forever. I'm going to start taking this every week. Or maybe if you journal, and that's something else you can do, journal and write out your thoughts, things you want to do. And then when you come back home and you read those, you start to step by step integrate those into your daily life. So if you say, hey, I want to learn how to be more present with myself, with God, if you write that, then that's something you can start intentionally doing. Because self-care is not just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to your family too. Well, I hope this inspires you. And as I said before, you want to write these things down, go back and listen to this episode again if you need to. Share with a mama that you love and you know has been working her behind off and she needs a break. She needs a break. I'll be praying for you guys because I know, like I said, motherhood can be, you're getting pulled in all these different directions. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get off of here, I'm about to go pick up my kiddos. You can be pulled in so many different directions. So you need time to rest. Jesus took time to rest. You need to take time to rest your soul, mama. And you deserve it. So plan that mommycation. even if it's only one night. That's where I started. I got a hotel room, and you don't even stay the whole day. Technically, y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't even stay a whole 24 hours. But even that time that I had for my first mommycation, that one night, oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I relaxed. I went out by the pool. I worked out a little bit, went to get something to eat, some shrimp tempura, which I realized that I really, really like. It was so good. I said, oh my gosh, this is good. So take that time to plan. Don't say, I wish. Say, I will. And then figure out how you're going to arrange, somebody watching your kids, different things like that, so that you can go and refresh your soul, relax your soul, rest your soul, and at the same time, energize your soul. And I'm telling you, when you come back, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to be like, oh, I need to do this more often. Well, I hope that inspired you, mamas, to know that you need to start getting intentional about practicing the mommycation. And thank you so much for listening in. Until next time, take care. God bless. Thanks so much for joining me for the Mom Self-Care Podcast. I hope you feel inspired to make yourself a priority too. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Share this podcast with another mama you love and leave a review. Also, feel free to let me know what you would like to hear about in future episodes by visiting me on Instagram at CIC Inspire Me. Until next time, take some time to take care of YOU because you matter too.